Hello. Hello, how are you? Good morning. So, what's up? How are things at your place? Lockdown and all. Good morning. Thank you. So, today we are going to talk about Bharani Nakshatra. It is the second nakshatra. Okay. So, again the steps are the same. First we need to understand the name, then the symbolism, mythological story, the deity, nakshatras, nakshatra lord and sign lord. Okay, then we can have an idea about what a particular nakshatra represents. So, first of all, Bharani falls totally into Aries sign, and it starts around 13:20 at Aries, 13 degree 20 minutes at Aries, and goes on till 26 degree 40 minutes Aries. uh, that is the position. So it is completely within the orbit or ambit of Aries sign. Now the name, uh, Dharani means bearer, the one who bears or conceives. Okay, one who carries. Okay, so Bharani is somewhere related with receiving, holding, possessing, or carrying anything. Someone who receives it, someone who bears it, conceives it. Okay, because even if you conceive an idea, you carry the idea. Okay, so conception is also very closely related with Bharani. So receiving, conceiving, holding something or carrying something is somewhere related with Bharani Nakshatra. Its representation is female sexual organs. Okay. Eh, as its representation is female sexual organ, it is the closest nakshatra to childbirth and child care. Okay, so this is important. Then its deity, Bharani's deity is Lord Yama. Okay, we will discuss why Lord Yama is important here. Its Lord, Nakshatra Lord is Venus, and its sign Lord is Mars. Means Bharani comes into Aries sign, so its sign Lord is Mars. Okay, so why Yama is the deity of this nakshatra is that it is, as I said, it is very closely related with childbirth. Okay, and child care. Now, any birth is preceded by a death. Okay, the same soul goes through a death related process. then it takes birth, as we understand, as we read through all the books. So this is the process. No one actually knows what is actual the process. When we go through it, we will know it. Okay, but this is what our understanding is, that person goes through death and then person takes rebirth. uh, as Yama is closely related with death, process of death and rebirth, Yama is the deity of this nakshatra. Its lord is Venus, and its sign lord is Mars, as I said. There is when we come to mythological story, there is no particular mythological story which I found so far. If anyone knows about it, then let me know. I will be more than happy to learn. But uh, its references means its references to Shukracharya and Yam. Venus is represented by Shukracharya in mythology, or we can say Shukracharya is known as Venus in astrology, and Yama is the deity of this nakshatra. Now, both these fellows, Yama carries the soul of person from death to rebirth. Okay, he carries it, he holds the soul and takes to the rebirth scenario, again as per the mythology. Now, Shukracharya carries the knowledge, okay, and knowledge can bring life to the dead person. Okay, it is like if we don't have knowledge, okay, mythologically it is said Shukracharya carries the knowledge which can bring life to dead person. Okay, that's what the words are, that Shukracharya carries that knowledge which can bring life to a dead person. But if we look at our level of understanding, uh, it actually shows that if you don't have knowledge, you are like a dead person, right? Understand it like this. So if you don't have any knowledge, then you will be like a dead person. So, as Shukracharya represents knowledge, he can bring life to a dead person by giving that knowledge. Okay, that's where Shukracharya becomes important for this nakshatra, because the knowledge brings life to us. Then Yama becomes important for this nakshatra, as it is the deity or lord of death and rebirth. Okay, so this nakshatra is, if we see, two significances are very important in this nakshatra. First is sexual nature, because this is represented by a female sexual organ. Then it is closely related with death and rebirth process, death, rebirth and childbirth related process. Okay, so now with all these significances, we can understand what all things Bharani will represent. So, as it is a nakshatra ruled by Venus, wealth, creativity and prosperity will be a common representation, because Venus represents all these things: wealth, money, creativity, prosperity. All these things are normally attached with Venus, as Venus is lord of this nakshatra. This nakshatra can give someone wealth or materialistic prosperity. Then this nakshatra is related with reproduction and childbirth. Okay, because of its symbolism, plus activities around this nakshatra are very sexual in nature. So this nakshatra is very closely related with reproduction activities and childbirth. Okay, then as it is represented by a sexual organ, these people can be very beautiful, and it is ruled by Venus. Both we need to remember these things, that this nakshatra is represented by a sexual organ. It is ruled by Venus, which again represents beauty and sex and all. So these people can be very beautiful if someone has prominent nakshatra, prominent planets, lots of planets in Bharani, or like Bharani as ascendant nakshatra or moon nakshatra. They can be very beautiful, they can be very sexual also. Then right, now what adds to the sexuality or beauty more is that nakshatra is ruled by Venus and its lord is okay, fine. Nakshatra is ruled by Venus and its lord is Mars. Aries sign is ruled by Mars. Someone is trying to distract me. Okay. Its lord is as Venus rules the nakshatra and Mars rules the sign. These people can be very sexual, or they can be very like passionate in love making. Okay. Then its deity is Lord Yama, and one another deity is goddess Kali. As they both are related with death and rebirth process, reincarnation is one of the main significance of this nakshatra. Whenever people have Bharani as prominent in their chart, they can be very much interested in reincarnation theories, death and rebirth. They will like to research a lot about death and rebirth and all. Then it is okay. Uh, all right. Then death and okay. Yama and Kali's prominence in this nakshatra. Yama and Kali's deity. They are deity of this nakshatra. It also represents occult side of life. Someone who is very much interested in occult side of life. It is they can be also a very creative person because Venus rules it, but creativity can be in research oriented matters. They can be very much interested in any kind of research oriented knowledge. That can be their creativity. uh, Profession wise, they can be in any business related with creativity, or like movies or music, or showing their creative arts. Plus it is, as I said, it is closely related with childbirth, so, or child care, so they can be like in medical field also. But for career we need to see a lot of things. Okay. uh, right, so finally if we look at the main things, either they are very much interested in creative side of work, or they are creative or occult side of life, or they are very much interested in sexual side of life. Okay. So now it depends upon the person's evolution level, at what maturity level he is. If he is very immature type of, he may decide to go to spend his energy more into the sexual side of life, or if he is like more little matured, he may spend more time in occult side of life. Or it can happen in different phases of life. In early life he may be more interested in sexual side of life, and later he may get interested in occult side of life. So nothing is wrong. Everyone is behaving as per their evolution level, maturity level. Okay. So these are important things with Bharani. It is a nakshatra of great difficulties also, lots of ups and downs, instability, because it is ruled by its deity is Lord Yama. It can bring lots of difficulties and transformation. So it is not an easy nakshatra, but it has its benefits, it has its positive sides also. Okay, so this is how we see Bharani Nakshatra. Now, if someone has planets in Bharani Nakshatra, so as I said, we need to associate planets representation with nakshatras representation. If let's say moon is in Bharani Nakshatra, now moon is mind. Bharani is all these things which are narrated or stated. Now, a person's mind will work in all these things. If someone has Mars in Bharani Nakshatra, Mars represents actions and efforts. Now, the person's action and efforts can go into these things. If someone has Saturn in Bharani Nakshatra, it is debilitated. So, all these things will be coming in the person's life with much delay and after hard work and perseverance. Okay, so when we are deciding about nakshatras, planet position in nakshatra, we need to keep the mind in we need to keep in mind the representations of the planet and representations of the nakshatra. As I said that nakshatra lord and sign lord both position are important. So here Venus and Mars positions are important. Venus and Mars should be in good dignity. Then only we can expect some good results from any planet in this nakshatra. If they are in difficult dignity, it shows that person will get better results as he grows up, as he puts more efforts and all. Okay, so this is the thing with Bharani Nakshatra. Right. If anyone has any questions besides liking and distracting. Let me know if some people have questions or they are tired because of lockdown, just sitting at home. I have Rahu in 7th house in Bharani and its Lord Venus is in 8th house in Taurus. Right now going through Rahu Venus Dasha. Venus is hammed between Rahu in 7th, Sun and Mars in 9th. I am going through a very difficult phase in married life. Does it indicate divorce? We cannot directly say divorce, okay, as I understand. Okay, for divorce and we need to see first house, 6th house, 10th house. Okay, first house is person himself. 6th house is the house of disputes and conflicts, litigation, and 10th house is the house of authority. If person is going through the dasha which is activating all three houses, it shows that person is getting into conflict of 6th house and going to an authority figure like judges to decide the matter. Okay, so here it is we need activation of all three houses anyways, means at any level of dasha, not necessarily only mahadasha or antadasha or pratyantar dasha, any dasha. Then lot depends upon social factors also. As I always say, marriage is a social institution. uh, Likewise, divorce is a social concept. Okay. uh, Let me explain it like this, that astrologically we can say if a person is supposed to be separated during a time period or not. Separation, just like when I say that in matters of marriage we can only say if person can be in relationship or alliance. Okay, I cannot say whether it will be converted into marriage or not, because it requires lots of social criteria to be satisfied. Okay. Likewise, divorce is also your social concept. It differs in various societies. There can be a society which doesn't allow divorce at all. Okay, so we can say if person will be separated from partner or not. So whenever sixth house gets activated, person is somewhere feeling the pinch of the relationship, and maybe for good or bad reason. Now separation can also be for both the reasons. So if suppose someone is in army and he's deployed at border areas. Okay, now again he is separated from his family or his wife, but he is separated for a very different reason. Okay, so we can only say if a separation is there or not. Whether those two individuals or at least one of them will file for divorce or not, it depends upon their social standings. Many times people drag marriages even if they are not feeling 100% into it, even not 1% into it, but they drag marriages because of the social stigma involved with the divorce. Okay, understand it like this. Now it is all about your social scenario, that a person is not feeling not getting any good results in marriage. He is just dragging it just because he can avoid that social stigma of being a divorcee. Okay, there are hundreds of cases like this, but separation is there. Even if they are staying in one house, they are feeling separated. Okay, they are not talking with each other, even the talks may not be positive one. So there is a sense of separation, but person is not applying for divorce due to social stigma. Another thing, you may agree with it, or I am sure many people will agree with it. When it comes to divorce in Indian society, and especially for females, and if we look at the females in small towns, okay, small cities and towns, 90% of them are not financially dependent, self dependent. Okay, they are not financially independent, I should say. They are dependent on their spouse. They drag their marriages because of that reason. Okay, they are not happy in the marriage. They are not I personally know many cases like this. Okay, they are not getting anything in the marriage, but they are dragging it just because of their financial dependence on their husband. Okay, so this is what I mean to say, that separation can be there, but person may or may not file for divorce due to various social reasons. Okay, so in your chart also, like Rahu is in Bharani Nakshatra in 7th house. Its Lord Mars its Lord Venus is in this 8th house. It shows that there can be troublesome time in relationship during this Rahu Venus dasha. Your relationship can go through major transformation or major changes, but we cannot say whether you will be filing for divorce or your spouse will be filing for divorce, because lots of social scenario will come in between. Okay, your family will be there, his family will be there, lots of counseling will be there. Think about this, think about that, and people may decide not to file for divorce. Okay, so it is completely your social scenario. whether the person will be able to file divorce or not, but separation will be there. In your chart it shows that it will be a difficult time. Rahu Venus Dasha will be a difficult time for relationship, especially when it is in 8th house of transformation, plus it is in Papkartri Yoga between Rahu and Mars, Rahu Sun Mars. Moon and Rahu in Bharani in 2 and 3 respectively in ninth. Okay. Venus in Rohini 2 and 3. Achha, Pada 2 and 3. Okay. Uh, Moon and Rahu both are in Bharani. Bharani means Aries, means it is a Leo ascendant chart. Okay. Rahu Moon in Aries in Bharani, Venus in Rohini. Venus is in next. Okay, fine. Financially it looks like a good position, means financially you can get benefited through this position when Rahu and Moon both are in Bharani. It can give lots of desires in relationship, but whether it is a Leo ascendant chart, so relationship are difficult. So we can only say that there are lots of desires in relationship, but those desires are not fulfilling. Okay. Plus it can make someone very creative. Which profession is the best suitable for this nakshatra? As I said, any profession related with childbirth, and like nursing, medical and all, plus child care, people who are involved in taking care of children, any creativity related profession, as it is ruled by Venus, and finally means as it is like as it is related with death and rebirth, occult side. Okay, these people can be very much interested in occult side of life. They can research a lot about reincarnation theory. They can research about astrology, numerology, all these things, and they can be very good at it. Hello. Any further question? This is a good meme I have seen. I wish Corona could have started in Las Vegas, because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Any question related with Bharani or any other planetary position you may talk about? Mercury in Bharani, second house, lord of 4th and 7th. Does it impact as it is enemy house? Mercury in Bharani in second house, lord of 4th, means it is an enemy sign, right? It shows major transformations in life after getting into relationship, because 7th lord is going 8 places away in enemy nakshatra, enemy sign. Okay, So there can be lots of instabilities, ups and downs after person gets into some relationship or marriage kind of thing. That will be more troublesome. Okay, as Mercury is also in enemy sign. A relationship is always troublesome for everyone, and that is common theme. Okay, so don't get worried if your relationship life is not good. Any further question? Okay, I think we don't have much questions today. Let's enjoy the Sunday. Okay. So this nakshatra is basically about occult side of life, sexual side of life, lots of ups and downs, instabilities, and death and rebirth. Okay, this is the main. This is the main representations of this nakshatra. Okay, these are the main representation of this nakshatra. Uh, Please feel free to comment if someone has some questions. I will be more than happy to reply. Okay. Otherwise, just enjoy your Sunday, stay home, stay safe. 2 more weeks of lockdown up to 17th May. Okay. Take care.